We're back! God damn it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pokemon Red. Now, I know last time I said it should be regular programming as usual, but I kind of planted my flag in the ground too early with that. I should have waited. That's what I'm trying to say. Because we are very clearly not ready to resume regular programming. Because when Henry and I recorded our Heroes episode that you should have watched yesterday, and if you didn't, I will leave if I figure out how to use the card system, I'll leave a card for it, and if not, I'll probably just link it in the description. It's fine. But yeah, basically when we were filming it, everything was really dark and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And as it turns out, when you split component, things go screwy, to say the least. I was getting some really weird side effects, and colors were just way too dark, and I didn't feel like filming an episode of an already pretty dark game. Excuse me. Of an already pretty dark game just to brighten it up in post. Especially since I know Sonic Heroes well. I kind of know how it's supposed to look, but I don't really know how Mechasalt is supposed to look color-wise. So, yeah, it didn't make any sense to me to film another episode of Mechasalt with the colors being off. I do have a solution for this problem, and it is currently in the mail. So, whenever that arrives, I'll be able to film more Mechasalt and other things that use component. But basically what I found out is in order to have it work properly, when you split the cable, you have to put it through an amplifier. You can't just use a Y cable. I mean, using a Y cable does technically work, but everything turns out dark as a result. So I was like, okay. I bought a nice little composite amplifier, because composite and component use the same cable types, and they both run at 75 ohms, so I should just be able to use a composite amplifier and plug the video signal only, because the audio, it doesn't really matter if the audio gets split, I've noticed. That doesn't seem to make a difference. The video, though, is what's important. Oh, fuck you, Clefairy. I hate sleep. But yeah. So, once that amplifier gets here, things are gonna run a little smoother, to say the least. Fortunately, though, this recording is on my DVR, and because the DVR doesn't have to be recorded over component, I can skip that problem entirely. So I figured, you know what, I think I'm just going to do a Red episode this week. It's the best way around my problems. And here we are. You guys get another Red episode as an effect. I don't know if you're going to be excited for that. I mean, I imagine you will be, because my viewership on Mechasalt is honestly pretty low. Like, disappointingly low. But I guess then again, it only won by 1 vote, so yeah. And it's pretty fun, so I'll probably finish it, but I don't know, I was kind of hoping for a bit more views on it than I'm getting, but whatever. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. Especially since Pokemon Red is more than making up for those views. So yeah, don't expect a bunch of Pokemon Red episodes all the time, guys. That's just not gonna happen. This is a very rare treat where you get more than 1 a month. I am thinking about bumping it up to 2 a month instead of just 1 a month, but we'll see. We will see how that goes. I haven't decided if that's going to be the angle I use or not. I was thinking about just doing it like how Henry does his Shadow episodes, Because if you look at how Henry does his, the first of every month is a shadow episode, as he struggles to complete every possible ending to that game. A goal that is frankly insane, and I don't think anyone should ever try that. But hey, he loves that game, so whatever. I was thinking about doing the same thing with red. The only issue is if I do red that way, it's gonna take forever. Not that it's not already taken forever, but, you know. We are definitely going to make it out of this cave today, though. I can promise you guys that. I want to find all the items and battle all the trainers, though. Because in this version especially, unless you're gonna glitch, you need to fight everybody you see. So, I'm going to get my Magikarp leveled up in the cave. But yeah, my goal for this episode is to get all the way through the cave. A goal that I think is pretty reasonable, not too difficult to accomplish. So, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, all the technical crap aside, I'm pretty excited about my new setup, actually. I really like it, and I love my DVR, guys. Like, you have no idea. I've wanted one of these things for a long time, just because I thought it was so cool that you could record video onto a hard drive and then burn it to a DVD. Oh, that's the best. So, yeah. I don't know. I think just the whole attitude we have on the Gameidiots is pretty chill. And fuck me, I forgot to switch to. God damn it. At least he can only use Harden. There we go. But I think the whole attitude we have on the Gameidiots is actually pretty chill for the most part. You know, we just kind of do what we want. We don't worry about things. And wouldn't you know, a friend of mine might be joining us soon as a new regular idiot. We'll have to work out all of the little conditions with him, but he's certainly thinking about it. And he now has the recording equipment to make it possible. So, we could be seeing a new idiot in the near future, guys. Very exciting. Ooh. Yeah, I'm about to get a Wartortle. Alright. I remember the first time I ever had a Pokemon evolve. The first ever Pokemon I had that evolved, what was it? It was a Nidoran into a Nidorino. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Okay, the Poison Flash doesn't work super well in the cave. Oh, and for those of you who are used to newer generations, Poison will kill your Pokemon if you don't heal them. You can't just walk around for a while and it goes away. No, it will kill your Pokemon. Like, guaranteed will kill them. So, Poison is a very obnoxious status. If you notice, the first generation is a lot of obnoxious things stacked on top of each other. And that's just really kind of the nature of Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm not going to fight that Zubat. Be here all day if I fight every Zubat. Speaking of which, a friend of mine, when I didn't know anything about the game, was like, yeah, you know, you can kill all the wild Pokemon in an area if you fight long enough and don't leave. And I was like, really? So I tried it. I went into a patch of grass somewhere, and I kept walking around, and encounters got less and less over time. And I was like, oh, it must be working. I must really be killing all of the enemies in the area. But little did I know, it was just him pranking me. That's not how it works at all. Yeah. I forget, is Poison super effective? No, not very effective, okay. But yeah, it was just a prank. And he got me pretty good with that one, I gotta admit. Like, I did not... Like, I tried battling in that square grass for hours. Until my Game Boy died, and I was like, no, I lost all my progress. And the guy's like, it's okay, it's infinite, actually. I was just kidding. Oh my god, I wanted to... when he said that, I was like, you fucker. Except I didn't say that, because I was in, like, 3rd grade or something. Oh, man. But yeah, these ugly Gen 1 sprites, man. Look at Bellsprout. I always like, as ugly as the Bellsprout sprite is, I love it. Look at him, he's just like, I'm too good for this shit. He kind of looks like he's either dancing, or he's like, getting caught mid-hand in the cookie jar, trying to escape. Either way, though, I like him. Bellsprout's a cool dude who doesn't afraid of anything. But let me tell you, you sure get tired of Bellsprout after Gen 2 and Sprout Tower. I think when you get to that point, you've seen enough Bellsprouts to last you a lifetime. And I love Weepin' Bell, but... Alright, let's keep going. Oh, I had an antidote. I could have just... Yeah, whatever. Now I know for next time. Another Zubat. What a surprise. What a surprise, guys. We're not even in Dark Cave, and we're getting assaulted by Zubats. Zubats love them some cave. Oh, look, it's Geodude. Wow, Brock just, like, basically captured his Geodude and did nothing else with it. That's good to know. Fortunately, I know the layout of this cave, so I can get there without... I can get to the end without much trouble. So, we're gonna make it. I'll save exploring the cave for a day when I have repels and stronger Pokemon. But, oh wait, I can't fight with... What am I thinking? I can't fight with him. But yeah, I evolved a Nidoran into Nidorino because, at the time, I was playing Yellow version, and I needed something that could actually fight Brock. And to my dismay, there was no Pikachu hits a Sprinkler, which then makes it so electric attacks work on rock types thing. And I didn't have any other water or grass type. So I just leveled up that Nidoran to Nidorino. Basically, I just wanted to be so overpowered that I could use any move I want and beat him. Which, in a way, that is what happened, but in another way, not at all. Wow, Nidoran's doing crap on health. That's scary. Let's see, where's I going with this? Oh yeah, so while I was doing all of that training with him, I ended up getting Double Kick. And me being the first time player I was, had no idea that fighting types were super effective against rock type. So I beat him with tackles and horn drills, basically. Just tackle and horn drill was all I used to beat Brock. And you know what? It worked. It did work. It was a pain in the ass, but it worked. Zubat. Of course you have a Zubat, youngster. Freaking... I like how none of the trainers in Gen 1 have a unique name. Like, I guess that was just too much for the engine to handle. But then in Gen 2, they're like, yeah, no, let's give them all unique names. I swear. Oh, I hate you, Nidoran. Oh, please no. Please no. Damn it! Well, at least happiness isn't a thing in this generation. Ugh, what was I thinking? Leaving a Wartortle's job to a freaking Nidoran. I just wanted Nidoran to evolve, I swear, that's all I wanted. But yeah, anyone who looks back and says Gen 1's the best gen is definitely blinded by nostalgia. And I will admit, me being a lover of Gen 2, am I blinded by nostalgia? Yeah, a little bit. I definitely think there's big improvements in later gens, but I like Gen 2 the best. And I think a big part of that is just because I know where everything is. Like, there's not a secret that game holds to me that I can't figure out pretty easily. Or just remember from the countless times I've beaten it. Because yeah, Gens 1 through 3 I've beaten the most. With actually I think I've beaten Gen 3 the most times out of any Pokemon generation. And I love Gen 3. Henry for some reason thinks I hate it, but no, I love Gen 3. I don't like Gen 5. Very much don't like Gen 5, but I don't think a lot of people do, so I think that's okay to say. And my hatred for Gen 5 goes beyond lazy Pokemon designs, because let's be real, some designs in Pokemon have always been pretty lazy. I'm not about to get on them for Trubbish, because I actually kind of like Trubbish. What I am going to get on them for is the fugly art direction. I can't stand how most things look in Gen 5. It's so ugly, you have no idea. Oh man. But I think I already ranted on this last episode, so I won't waste too much more time with that. It's pretty nice, though, to get component cables for everything, because now all my consoles are looking even better than they did before on my TV. And my TV's not huge, mind you. I think it's only like 35, 36 inches. But, like, my Xbox has never looked better than when it's hooked up through those component cables. Component cables which I got at a Goodwill, actually. They're Monster branded, and they're long. Like, my Xbox could literally be in the opposite corner of the room from my TV and have plenty of slack to reach. Like, those are long cables. So, good on Monster for that. I'm using a third-party component cable for the PS2 now, which means PS2 stuff shouldn't look like ass like it did on The Sims, which was always my biggest regret about doing The Sims busting out as early as we did, was that it just looked like shit, and there wasn't much I could do about it. It was pretty much, my hands were tied at that time, because I didn't have a way to take any higher quality footage. I mean, I guess I could have done S-video, but then we would have had to crowd around my computer screen and watch it, because my TV doesn't have an S-video socket anywhere. Only my capture cards do. So, I mean, I think I have 2 TVs in my collection that have S-video. One of them being the little TV I'm playing on right now that's doing N64 stuff. But I didn't have this TV when I started The Sims, so it didn't matter. And then I have like a flat screen TV out in the garage that does it. But that one isn't much bigger than this one, actually. I think it's about the same size. And honestly, using that one, I don't know. It's weird, because yes, it's like a flat screen LCD TV, but it's even more cumbersome than many CRTs I've seen. Because it's just like bulky. A CRT may be fat and heavy, but they're usually compact in the way they're like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't usually take up a lot of extra space on top of what they need. That LCD takes up a lot of extra space, and it's pretty annoying. Okay, I don't need any potions, we're good. But yeah, it's... So I really didn't want to have to record on that. Oh, and probably most importantly of all, I didn't have a way to split an S-video connection, like I do with Composite. Because Composite and Component are pretty ubiquitous. I have a lot of tools for dealing with those types. I don't have any tools practically for S-video. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, I kind of want a Clefairy, guys. Oh, I think I'm going to catch it. Oh, I'm going to catch that Clefairy. I want that Clefairy really bad. Oh, I really want that Clefairy. Okay, I'll have to be very careful not to kill it. Okay, one more Poison Sting should do it. And if you're wondering, yes, I really do like Clefairy, actually. Okay, lowered my I think I can get away with one more Poison Sting. Yes, okay, good. Look how low that HP is, guys. I got him. I freaking got him. So speaking of catching Pokemon, I had a math class in college many years ago. I say many years ago, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. But, yes. Oh, I finally have a Clefairy. Hoorah. Don't judge my naming choice. I've always wanted a Clefairy in real life. But yeah, I had to write an essay in a math class many years ago. And the professor was like, yeah, it could be about any topic you want as long as that topic has something to do with math. And I was like, okay, I want to write a paper about how the Pokemon catching mechanic has changed over the years. What kind of algorithms they use to determine it. And the professor just kind of stared at me blankly when I told her that. And she was like, if you can make it interesting for me to read, go for it. And I ended up getting a 100% on that paper. I probably still have it somewhere, actually. If I can find it, I might release it. I don't know. But it was an interesting paper to research. And my professor was happy I didn't do, like, the same paper that everybody else did. Because a lot of people did their stuff on money and how exchange rates and inflation work and stuff like that. She's like, I've read that crap a million times. Or they wrote just like straight up historical pieces on certain mathematicians, and she's like, none of that's really interesting to me anymore. But this Pokemon catching mechanic thing was something that she'd never really read before. So she was quite impressed with it, to say the least. And I was quite happy to be able to write a paper about Pokemon. I never thought I'd be able to. Not gonna lie. But hey, sometimes dreams really do come true, guys. Sometimes you can get a cool teacher that's like, yeah, sure, write your paper about Pokemon. I don't care. One of the coolest math professors I've ever had was her. Like, she was great. I wish I had her for Calc. I think if I had a professor like her for Calc, Calc might make sense to me. Who knows? You know, as much as I like Paris as well, I don't think I'll use one. Mostly because, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't think I'd use a Paris in this run, mostly because Bug-type is kind of the most useless type in the first gen or two. I mean, yeah, you can make the argument that Bug-type moves are super effective against Psychic, but really the only Bug-type move in Gen 1 is, like, Leech Life. And Leech Life in Gen 1 is horrible. It is really bad. Like, oh my god, it's bad. You guys who just started with Sun and Moon have no idea how good you have it. Sun and Moon is so easy compared to these gens. But I also like a lot of the things they did with Sun and Moon. Like, I like how they changed up the traditional Pokemon formula of the gyms and all that. I really like the whole island trial training thing. I think that's a cool idea. And I also really like Team Skull. Team Skull's pretty cool. I like Team Skull so much, I put a Team Skull sticker on the back of my car. Hey, Rocket Grunt, let's fight him. Little kids should leave grown-ups alone. Grown-ups should not be dicks to little kids. Yeah, it's, freaking Pokemon, man. There is no other Game Boy game that means as much to me as the Pokemon games. Like, they're the reason I wanted a Game Boy. Pokemon is one of the reasons I still play video games today. If they wouldn't have captured my imagination as well as they had, I probably to this day would not be a gamer. I probably would have been like, oh yeah, that's cool, or whatever, and then just kind of given it up over time. So, damn, This Raticate's got some defense. Damn, my Scratch ain't doing shit to him. I better use a potion, come to think of it. Oh shit, he's using Hyper Fang, that's why. Ah, man. What a rip. I'm gonna have to go back and heal. After I just went back and healed. Great. Oh my god, Hyper Fang is such a troll move. Frickin' hate. What? I flinched? Seriously? Come on. Don't do that to me. But yeah, if it wasn't for Pokemon, I probably would not be as big a gamer today as I am. Shoot, I probably wouldn't even have a big interest in computers, really, if it wasn't for things like Pokemon. And one of my favorite games of all time, the freaking Toy Story video game. I had the PC version of it, and oh my gosh, guys, it is so good. So good. Like, it is a game I still love to play to this day and have fun with. And I do plan on doing a Let's Play of that at some point. Although I think I might shoot for the Dreamcast. What? Can't escape. Screw you. Let me escape. And I think I might shoot for the Dreamcast version of it instead of the PC version. Because, I mean, I could do the PC version, but I'd like to have a controller with it. Because I tried to go back and play it using the keyboard controls, and they're so awkward now. That and the Dreamcast version is just so beautiful. It runs at such a good speed, and the visuals are still impressive, and it's such a good game, guys. The PS1 version I suppose I could do, especially since I already have it on PSN. But yeah, it doesn't look as good. It's way too pixely. It kind of just, I don't know. That, and I don't really like how it handles on the PS1. Like, it's not like it controls terribly or anything. It's just, I don't like the way it feels. I think it handles much better on the Dreamcast. There is an N64 version as well I could try, but I don't have the N64 version. I mean, I don't really have the Dreamcast version either. I have a burned CD of the Dreamcast version, but ideally before I play the Dreamcast version, I'd actually get the disc to it. Like the real disc with the case and everything, but yeah, I guess I could do the N64 version. I don't remember the N64 version super well. I only knew one person that had it. And I remember it kind of... I remember something really weird about it. I couldn't put my finger on what the weird thing I remember about it was. But something about it just wasn't right. Could have just been I was used to the PC version at that point, and was like, what is this? Why is it so different? Why can't I use the D-pad? Actually, maybe you could use the D-pad. I really don't remember. It's been so many years since I played it. Like, I could not begin to tell you if you could or could not use the D-pad, because I don't remember. I just don't. As for other games like that, let's see, there was Crash Bandicoot, which I mostly remember from a PS1 sampler disc at my grandma's house. She had a PS1, and pretty much the only game that wasn't a sports game that she had was that sampler disc. And I would play the shit out of it. It only had one level, but I would play that level until I could beat the whole thing without dying. And it was nice because it already had the gym enabled, so you could like ride the gym up and get all the bonus stuff. And I was like, oh, this game's cool. And then there was another game on there called Blast Chamber that to this day I still love that game. I actually bought that game because I wanted to experience the full version after having such a good time on the demo all those years ago. And it's an interesting game. It's up to 4 players, and you can rotate the playing field that you're on by kicking the wall. And one person has a timer, and while they hold, or everybody has a timer with a bomb in it. And if your timer reaches 0, you blow up. And the object of the game is to not blow up as much as everybody else. And it really is that simple. Yeah. We might do an episode of that one in the future. Because I think it's an interesting game. It's definitely not something you would see nowadays. Especially since I think it was released by EA or Activision or something. It was one of the big names that made it. And it just flies in the face of whatever they would make nowadays. Let's switch Pokemon real quick. But man, we are so close to the end here, guys. I can almost taste it. Like, the end of the cave is literally right in front of us. We could make it. If nobody dies here, we're gonna make it. Okay, so far so good. Okay. About to use a Zubat. Oh, good. Okay. Back to Cleffy. I'm gonna use a potion on Clefairy and try and beat Zubat with him. Whoa! Clefairy's cry was weird. It sounded like a giraffe rig or something. I also like Clefairy's back sprite. I like how his tail looks. Or her tail. Whatever Clefairy is. Oh, fuck! Yeah, gender wasn't invented yet in Gen 1, which is kind of funny. The only Pokemon that had gender in Gen 1 was the 2 Nidorans. And I still think it's hilarious that in later gens you can't breed Nidoking and Nidoqueen. It doesn't work. I think that's absolutely hilarious. And why does he keep spamming confusion? He's a dumbass. Just... no! Stop! You get better results if you just attacked me, dummy. He would get so much better results if he just, like, attacked instead of kept trying to confuse me. Like, look at this. I'm not even confused anymore. Yeah, and Fairy type's not a thing yet either in this gen, which is sad because I actually really like Fairy type. It's my new favorite type. Replacing out Steel and Dark. Well, I guess Steel and Psychic, really. But I like the idea of Dark, but Dark kind of sucks in practice, so... oh well. Alright, let's heal up Nidoran. Let's make it through this cave, guys. We are so freaking close to the end of the cave. Oh my gosh. Alright, now we gotta battle this guy who found fossils. And, as much as I'd love to perpetuate the meme of Hail Helix, I think I'm gonna have to go with Kabuto, because Kabutops is just a beast. I love Kabutops' design. I always have. He always reminded me... fuck! Alright, I'm gonna have to switch out. He always reminded me of, like a prehistoric Scyther. And I love Scyther. Scyther's a really cool Pokemon. I wish he was better. I mean, Gen 1, he's pretty good, because he's fast as shit. And speed in Gen 1 means you get more critical hits. And I'm sure you don't have to be an expert at Pokemon for you to know that critical hits are essential. You can do so much in Gen 1 if you get critical hits. You can pull off stuff that you never thought was possible. Like, I think because of critical hits, I managed to beat the Elite Four as a kid. I don't think I would have without them. Volt Orb, eh? Alright, back to Clefairy. Am I still disabled, even though the guy who disabled me is dead? That would be super annoying. Nope, okay, it's back. Maybe just switching out cancels out disabling. I don't know, actually. I don't think Voltorb has any electric type attacks yet, which means he's all physical. And he's yellow for some reason. I suppose it has to do with the color limitations on the Game Boy, but still. Why yellow? I mean, okay, he's electric, sure, but... I don't know. Another coughing. Alright, I say another coughing. Oh yeah, coughing sprite is wrong. Look, his skull and crossbones are above his face instead of below it like they're supposed to be. I don't know if like they're actually wrong like that, or like if they changed the design between Gen 1 and Gen 2, because I think they fix it in yellow version and put the skull and crossbones on the bottom. Yeah, I think yellow version fixes it. But I haven't played yellow version in a long time, so I don't remember for sure. I mean, I've seen enough Let's Plays of it, but I can't remember one sprite from a game I don't have. Lol. 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 Alright, we did it. We good. Super nerd. Yeah, that's right, you better share. Ooh, Nidoran's evolving, guys. We have 2 evolutions in 1 episode. This is an exciting episode, guys. And it's also kind of long. I'm sorry about that. I really am. But, yeah, this cave takes a lot out of you. Alright, which one? Do you want the Helix fossil? Want the Dome fossil? Because Kabutops is better than Omastar. Alright, you can hail Helix, dude. There you go. Have a good day, sir. I'm going to leave the cave. And if this was yellow version, right about here, Jesse and James would come and attack you. Oh, look, we're at the end. Oh, we did it, guys. We made it. Oh my god, we are out of the cave. And surely you don't need me to... Ah, crap, there's an item back there I wanted, actually. Whatever. Or is it up here? I don't know. Maybe it's up here. Yeah, it's up here. Okay, that's good. And surely you don't need me to explain why that was completely exhausting. Whoop, whoop. Alright. And with that series of stuff, we are now in Cerulean City, which you can tell by the blue palette change. Alright, guys. There we go. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry that took so long, but we made it out in the end. Remember to take your medications if you need to, and have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.